Please. Hello everyone. Namaskar. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my NITN, RITN fellow around the world. I Jitendra Kumar from Columbus, Ohio, USA, also founding president of NIT Jamshedpur Alumni Association. Welcome all to our first interview of our series. Before I introduce my honorable guest today, I and Nitja would like to wish a very happy Raksha Bandhan and Onam. Now I would like to introduce our first guest, Honourable Director of NIT, also the patron of NITJAA, Dr. Shukla ji, Dr. K.K. Shukla. Please welcome Dr. Shukla. And our second guest is our own from our super senior, from our very first batch, Mr. Panigrahy ji, Prafulla Panigrahy ji, from 1960 batch. Mr. Panigrahy ji is also the ambassador, brand ambassador to NITJAA. He is visiting 20+ cities across US and Canada to unite all the NITians and make our association a world-class association. So please welcome Mr. Pani ji. Also, as a side note, Mrs. Panigrahy was also from the same batch of 1960. Our today's interviewer is our own student from NIT from third year, Mr. Sampat Kumar from Metallurgy and Material Science Department. So let's, without any delay, I welcome all. Welcome Dr. Shukla, Mr. Panigrahy ji, and Sampat. Welcome all, and Sampat, go ahead, take over.
Thank you very, very much, Jitendra sir, for the introduction. Without any further ado, let me begin today's exuberant session. Honorable Director, sir, Professor K.K. Shukla, sir, respected Global Brand Ambassador of NITJAA, Mr. Prafulla Panigrahy, sir, members of the NITJAA Interim Working Committee, and all the alumni who took out time from the busy schedule to grace this one-of-its-kind exclusive panel discussion. Greetings to every one of you. I request all the participants, other than the speakers of the session, to mute and turn their videos off so that we can have a smooth and comfortable session. Okay, greetings to every one of you. I'm Sampat, pre-final year student from the Department of Metallurgical and Materials Institute, and I'm absolutely privileged and honored to be host/moderator of this session. As already mentioned by Jitendra sir, this session aims to address some of the most asked questions and also to share ideas that has potential to do wonders to the Institute. We are extremely honored and privileged to have a Director sir and Global Brand Ambassador of the Institute with us. So without any further ado, let us begin the one-of-its-kind exclusive panel discussion right away. As I already mentioned, I request all the participants, other than the speakers of this session, to mute and turn the videos off to avoid any technical glitches and to have a comfortable and smooth session. Another note is that I request all the participants, like the interview keeps going on, but if you have any special questions, if you have any other questions that you've been pondering on from a long time, I request those participants to send their questions to Jitendra sir via chat box or personally with your name, badge, and your question, along with the name of our panel members to whom it is directed. So that's all with the introduction. So without any further ado, let us all begin. Starting off with the first question to our Honourable Director, sir. Sir, could you please tell us briefly about your educational and professional life?
Thank you, Sampath. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all of you, and happy Raksha Bandhan and Onam. I am Karunesh Kumar Shukla, presently Director of National Institute of Technology, Jamshedpur. Starting from my schooling, I did my high school from my native town, Sajanwa, that is in Gorakhpur district of Uttar Pradesh in 1979. Intermediate from the same institute, from that little Kasbah Sajanwa, that is in Gorakhpur district in 1981. Then 1 year I pursued BSc from Gorakhpur University, and thereafter I joined Madan Mohan Malviya Engineering College, now Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology, Gorakhpur, as engineering student, undergraduate engineering student in 1982 in civil engineering, and I completed my degree in civil engineering in 1986. Thereafter, I joined Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology, at that time MNREC, as a master's student in structural engineering in 1986 and completed 1988. For a brief period, I joined immediately after completing my post-graduation. I joined MNREC as a faculty. But in the meantime, I was selected in Indian Engineering Services. I joined as a surveyor in Survey of India, but I left that job, and again I came back to MNREC as a faculty. I continued there, and in 1997 I went to IIT Delhi in Applied Mechanics department for pursuing my PhD, and I completed my PhD in 2001. After completing my PhD, I went to Fengxia University, Taichung, Taiwan as a visiting research fellow. I stayed there for 6 months, and due to some family problem, I came back. Again, I went there 2-3 times. So I was a regular visitor there at that university. I was at NIT Allahabad since 1988, and I was promoted to professor in 2005 at the age of 39 years. And I got an opportunity to serve this institution as director, and I joined this institution as director on 16th November 2017. So this was my brief journey, academic as well as professional. Thank you.
That was truly inspiring. The journey certainly was inspiring. Sir, Panigrahy, sir, could you also please tell us briefly about your educational and professional life?
Okay, thank you. Good morning, good evening, everybody, the global alumni community, and Raksha Bandhan also, everybody. And I am Prafulla Panigrahy. My middle initial is C, and I am also known as a Panigrahy in North America because they can't pronounce Prafulla, so I changed my name to Panigrahy. So the video is not coming. The video is not coming.
No, it is coming.
It's coming, okay.
Sir. It is coming.
I can't see it, of course.
Yeah, don't worry.
I'm from Aska in district Ganjam in Orissa. I completed my high school in 1955 and went to Kolikota College, Berhampur, and I completed my Bachelor of Science degree with a distinction. And then onwards, I took a year off just to see what I have to do, and was teaching in the high school, then preparing for the RIT exam, regional. That time the government declared 7 regional engineering colleges, and one of them is RIT. So I prepared for the exam. That whole year I took, and then I entered in 1960 in the RIT Jamshedpur, and we were about 250 students, 249 boy and 1 girl student, who became my wife later on. And I completed the metallurgical engineering degree in 1964. And at the request of the principal, I stayed there 1.5 years to teach the metallurgy, as an assistant lecturer in the department, because we were shortage of professors at that time. And then in January 66, I left for IIT Kanpur to do my MTech degree in metallurgy. And after that, I came to United States in September 68 to do higher study in the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, in Illinois, United States, and I continued doing my study, but I look at that I have a great opportunity to go to industry. So I did not completed my PhD degree. I was planning to do, but I entered into industry taking a master's degree, what I have completed at the time, and then entered in the specialty steel industry. And that is the time it was booming, at the time, lots of engineers were needed. So that's where I entered my career into steel making. So I started in a small company with a new technology at the time, making stainless steel, that revolutionized the whole industry later on. And I continued working on the stainless industry, many companies before I ended up in Allegheny Aluminum Steel, which there I operated in both technical and operation, and starting plant from zero to completely operational nature. So I specialize mostly on the technical and operating of a specialty steel and metals and high temperature alloys. That's where my area is. So I worked several companies and retired in 2004. From 2004, I did worldwide consulting, to advising companies on the operation, improving efficiency in operation and technology. And I did that until 2015, pretty much. And so I am fully retired now as a retired consultant from Morgantown, United States right now.
Yes, sir. Truly, like your association with the institute has certainly been very strong. Definitely a huge amount of bonding with the institute. You've been the student and you have also served as a professor there. Truly, that is inspiring. Next question is to our director, sir. So what is your vision for NIT Jamshedpur?
Thank you. My vision for NIT Jamshedpur in single line, to be recognized as one of the premier technical education, imparting quality undergraduate education, as well as carrying out research. If you mean research means I would like to mention here fundamental, applied research, as well as translational research where we are lacking. And to be reckoned as one of the best institution in the country, if not in NIRF 20, but at least in NIRF 50. So that's my vision for NIT Jamshedpur.
Truly sums up everything, sir. All of us hope that as well. Panigrahy, sir, would you also like to add anything about your vision for NIT Jamshedpur?
Well, my vision of NIT, after my visit in January 2019, I visited the institute. I gave a lecture there and then visited the facility. But I think same thing what Professor Shukla is telling is we lack research output. We need a strong research output. That is the number one goal will be the institute will be. And we know what to do to get that done. We have action plan on that we are going to take feedback from all the faculties, what they need to increase the output. And the second one is we definitely going to appoint full-time research professorship, which takes at least 3 crore, to start a professorship. And we are definitely need those. So with those two, we are going to increase the output of research. That's number one. Besides doing other thing is connecting the student, faculty, and alumni seamlessly. We want seamless connection, that everybody on the same page from the day one. So those are the 2 things I am really looking forward for that.
Yes, the vision certainly visionary. So moving ahead, another question to our director, sir. So what are your views regarding the formation of NITJAA? As all of us know, it has been a long-standing dream to have our NIT Jamshedpur Alumni Association. What role do you think NITJAA can play in the development of the institute to national and international standards?
At the outset, let me congratulate alumni of NIT Jamshedpur, at least moving ahead, starting the journey by forming NIT Jamshedpur Alumni Association, and I wish all the very best for its future. Coming back to the contribution of alumni, as Paniji has said, we want a seamless connection with the present students, future alumni, and the alumni, so that we can move further on the path of progress. Now, you know that how this institute, any institute is known, alumni are the brand ambassador for any institute. And we are fortunate that we have a vast pool of alumni. They are excelling everywhere, not only in the country, outside the country, like Paniji and others. So my wish list is that alumni, as Paniji has said, they should come forward, try to help the future alumni and their alma mater in shaping this institution in whatever the way they can. And I wish that many more to come in near future, because without the contribution of the alumni, any institution cannot progress. Unfortunately, this thread was missing in NIT Jamshedpur, and I'm happy that now this has woven and it will take definitely some shape in near future.
That's absolutely right. Ani sir, what is your advice to NIT Jamshedpur's Alumni Association and how to contribute to the alma mater effect?
Yeah, this I first thing we have to do is that is my personal mission, to meet and greet every alumni globally, and by forming the group and connecting them and get them excited about their alma mater. And I want them to become life member completely, life member, really life membership immediately to become. And that's the start. And then we have to raise funding for all projects by involving them. And so that is one of the things, my personal mission on that. And because the institute needs lots of funding, and besides lots of talent and mentoring, we need that mentoring also. There's a lot of connection we need, and that's already happening, as you can see in our web. And wherever I'm going, they're all excited and they are ready to contribute whatever way it is. So that is what's going on right now. But this is only the start right now. But we have to do a lot of work, on approaching industries to sponsor research professorship. That's one of the things in the plan we have to approach. And I'm surprised that it has not been done while Tata still right in the behind. We have not approached Tata to get a research professorship. So we have a lot of work to do, both individual and group, as well as companies, all going to be connected to the NIT to contribute whatever way they can in this project. So that's what I think I'll be involved on that.
So far, the interview has been very much enriching. I once again repeat, all the participants who are willing to ask anything other than what is happening in the interview, you can post your questions via chat box to Jitendra sir, or with your name, batch, and your question, along with the name of our panel members to whom it is directed. Moving ahead, respected director sir, like all of us want our NIT Jamshedpur's mission is very, very high. But what do you think, in your opinion, would be the action plan to bring the NIT to top 10-15 NITs and top 20-25 educational institutes in the country? And we would also like to hear some of your suggestions and collective and collaborative actions required to make our institute stand out from the rest.
Thank you. Coming back to your question that this institution should be in top 10-15 or top 20 institution in the country. Right now, allow me to be critical. It's a difficult reality right now. It's a distant dream right now, if I am being realistic. If you see, we started our journey when this NIRF ranking was there. we were not participating in other Times ranking or other Outlook ranking, but we were definitely participating in NIRF ranking as it started. So initially 100 institutions participated and we were ranked 76 in 100. And almost we were at the bottom in NITs, just slightly ahead with some new NITs. Then next year, when more 200 or more than 200 institutions participated, we are in band of 125, 150. If you count, the exact number was not given, but if you count it, it was approximately at 147. Then in 2019, we moved ahead slightly and we went to 130. And last year itself, we had some jump and we moved to 79. Now I'm thinking that we will improve further. If you go to the ranking has, I hope that all of you know, if you allow me to take a couple of minutes, I will elaborate it. It has, then I will come to my action plan. It has a few components. One is the teaching learning resources, where we are almost, you say, the saturated because it has the student strength. We have the student strength, that we are getting almost 100% seats filled in UG. Unfortunately, we are not able to fill all our PG seats. The reason is that we lack hostels and we are not allowing our PG students in the hostel. So that's what definitely students, if they are getting hostel accommodation somewhere, they are leaving our institute. That is one, unless until we build the hostel. So action plan is that already 1,000 capacity boys hostel is sanctioned and we are going to start, hopefully everything goes normal by the end of this year, that will be started near your new mega mess. So that's the plan to build, bridge that gap. Faculty student ratio is another bottleneck where we are poor in comparison to most of the NITs. The reason was that the institution did not see any recruitment in last so many years, around 20 years. In 2018, I started this and we recruited 67 people, and it's even difficult to retain those people. So still I'm trying hard. We have initiated another plan for recruit the faculty. Recently, I have advertised, but to get the quality faculty is a big challenge unless until you improve your facilities. We don't have the accommodation facility for the faculty members. Research culture is missing. So unless until we improve, this is another bottleneck. Another point where in TLR is the faculty with PhD. Unfortunately, there are a few old PhD faculty members who have not completed their PhD. I discussed with them so many times. 2 of them have completed, some of them are doing, but still, unless until we have the 100% faculty with PhD, we will be lacking. Financial resource and utilization, another factor. So financial resources, right now we are dependent on government fund, and we are getting government fund, but that's legal and we are spending it. So whatever we are getting, we are spending it. So here I seek the support from the alumni to fund for other causes, as for particularly to build the research centers. So TLR almost we are okay. Another component where we are missing is the research and professional practices, which is called RPC. Even I'm sorry to say that even some of the state colleges, they are much ahead, and NIT Meghalaya or some NITs who are took shape in very late, they are much ahead than us. Because somehow the research culture in the institute was missing. So we have improved, but this is the portion where we can improve a lot. I call upon all the students, even the research students and master students, and not only master, undergraduate students, whatever you are doing at your undergraduate project, it should be research and application oriented. So that will start an ecosystem in the campus. Another is the outreach and inclusivity, the third one. Here, students from other states, we are getting percentage of female students, we are getting, we are okay. Economically challenged students, we are getting. Physically challenged students, facilities for that. Till now, we were not that good. Except 2 hostels, we have the lifts. Academic building was not having any lift. Even it was very pity to see that the physically challenged student has to climb 2 stories to go to the academic section to find out their problems, to solve their problems. Now, what we have planned, this new building is having the lift as well as access to the physically challenged students, and we have made the toilets for washrooms for the physically challenged students. Even I would like to tell you that we are going to have a lift in the academic building where the students can go to the academic section. Then comes to perception. Again, perception, you will be surprised to know that we got 9 marks out of 100. 9 marks out of 100. So when I joined, it was around 6. In 1 year, it increased to 9. Now, last year, it was around 12. Whereas our competitors, they are getting 30 or 40. IT Chennai has got 98. So there is a large gap. Now, not only we are improving, but our competitors in this, they are also improving. Now to bridge this, what we are trying and will do, either I will answer another question, or if you allow me, I can continue 2-3 steps. We have to develop an ecosystem which facilitate learning and sustain and lifelong learning. Somehow I found, and Sampath, you will agree with me as a current student, that learning culture in this institute is missing. I fail to understand why students are not coming to the class. So then I analyzed that we are not giving something them that is lucrative, or that you can say that encourages the students to come to the class. So our classroom teaching is sometimes routine. So faculty members have to change their attitude towards teaching, towards the students, and it should be a student-centric learning center. I just say a quote. Well, I was delivering a lecture in some NIT, then on teaching pedagogy. I would like to quote here. A student asked the teacher, "I cannot understand the way you teach me. Sir, will you teach me the way I can learn?" So this should be the future of things. And we must have some incubation centers, and we must have certain laboratories where students are encouraged to do, because our UG students, we are getting as good UG students as any NIT, be it Suratkal or Warangal, they are getting. You are second to none. Only thing, we fail in shaping you. We are not giving you the proper culture. So as a director, I am trying to bring that culture. There are so many bottlenecks I cannot discuss on a public forum, but I know that I'm trying to remove those things, and hopefully in near future. Another aspect was that we are not admitting PhD students. Surprisingly, this institute was not having a regular PhD student till 2018. So I started that at least every year we will fund 75 PhD students. Right now earning that number is half of the number of faculty members who are having PhD degrees. So if we fill our gap, we have more than 200 faculty, then we can take 100 PhD students. When the PhD students will be in the campus, definitely the research culture will increase and research output will increase. Thank you.
Pani sir, would you also like to add something in regard to the action plan and suggestions for collaborative action?
Yeah, my action plan is, of course, I agree with that. The incubation center is definitely needed. The students to experiment idea, and the funding, should be provided. And I'm sure alumni can fund that, thing. And also students should compete, international competition. Our exposure to international competition got to increase, of the NIT students. And that's the incubation center is very, very important. I agree with Dr. Shukla on that. And the other thing is still, as you can see, why you are behind is not only other areas, but the research output. We need not only more PhD completing the current faculties, which is going on, but we have to appoint full-time research professors, full-time research professors. We gotta have, because you are not going to go any further without doing that. That should be the number one goal of the institute. And we are going to bring in money. We are going to bring in money, 3 crore for each professor, so that advanced technology can be done, and the PhD student enrollment must increase. So research professor is the top #1 agenda for the institute. Otherwise, you are not going to go and more further place. So that is my #1 on that one. And then of course, increasing the alumni community involvement in the institution. We want every alumni who visits India, go there, give a lecture and connect with the student, and more interaction should be done. And they are willing to do. In my exposure as of now, they are willing to do that. And they're also willing to mentor one-to-one. If I am a student right now enrolling in NIT, I will directly contact one alumni to be a mentor. And we have enough alumni one-to-one to be a mentor. And I don't know why it cannot be done. So every first-year student start, connecting with the alumni and get one of those mentoring from day one until graduation. Okay, that's what the vision I have. So we have enough alumni to volunteer. We have alumni individually and group-wise funding to an idea of a student in incubation center. Yes, and they can fund it directly. Either one or group of alumni can fund it. Okay, student. So we want the students to involve directly to the alumni from the day one when they come to the institute. Okay, this is very, very important. I want to make sure this thing happen. That is one way of involving alumni students. And then students and faculty relation must improve. Students should be free to go to faculty. Faculty should be free to guide them. And that relation must increase. That's very important. Every institution, the student-faculty relation is #1, got to happen. And then the faculty and alumni, that's also. We want all three of us got to work on this. And that's going to happen. And we, the alumni, going to make it happen. That thing, definitely, because that's needed. And of course, there are several areas we have to increase. All same time, like students, of course, once they have to learn and work hard, that's pretty standard pretty much, but whatever they need, that should be supplied. Whatever, they needed, either library wise or whatever needed, their learning, that should be supplied to them. And this, and then we're going to add several things there to recognize the topper award there, topper of every branch. We're trying to implement that. And we're also a interest-free loan, giving merit students to go abroad to study. So there are many things, student area coming up. Okay, in the faculty area, I definitely want that the research professor appointment and giving the faculties what they need. Maybe they need some equipment for research. Maybe they need something to publish more paper. We got to get the feedback of faculties, how they can improve research output, not only finishing PhD, but improving, research output. They got to do. But definitely the bottom line, we got to have at least 4 professors, research professor, we got to appoint next 4 years. That is got to happen. So that is my goal is we need 12 crore for 4 professors so that the RIT will appoint with 4 technologies. Okay, they will be coming in and they will hire the PhD student and they will go after the funding in India. Okay, government funding, other funding, and that is the core got to start with. So this is the vision I have. We got to have a 4 research professor appointed next 4 years with the 12 crores. That's needed to start with. And that has to happen. And I'm going to request the alumni community to come along with that and do that. And I hope the institute will help us on that area. So I think all direction we have to move, while the facility is improving. Of course, the facility, we have a great facility, but without people, facility will not be no good. Facility will not help you increase the rating. Remember that. We got to have a people, core people, okay, where research teaching got to increase. So, and without hiring full professor, you are not going to go any place in NIT Jamshedpur right now. You got to have the professor, a core, to increase the PhD rolling and output of research. So that is my focus will be both individually and group wise.
Next question, Mr. Director, sir. Sir, certainly a vast experience in your respective field. So what do you think is the extra exposure that you would like to see for the present students to be industry ready in the future?
That's very good question. Students, normally what we are doing at NIT Jamshedpur right now, this is a rote learning only in classroom teaching, and that's more or less, if I'm being a bit realistic, it's a boring type. Exposure to the real life problem is almost missing. So number one, I wish that the students should be given exposure, enough exposure, what is the need of the industry. So there should be a proper linkage with the industry and institution, and students should be given fair opportunity to work to solve the industrial problem as a project or as a minor project. This link is missing in NIT Jamshedpur. Laboratory classes are either not happening or it's a simply study type of laboratory classes. If I go to the metallurgy and materials engineering department, so more or less most of the equipments are not functional. So our priority is to make it functional, and students should be, that's what I have directed all the head of the department, at least each and every lab should have 7 or 8 experiments functional. So students should go there, whatever the theory they have learned, they should perform in the laboratory, and they should devote at least 3 hours daily in the laboratory. Third thing, I wish that there should be an open lab of things which we are going to start, where you have any idea, because students are full of ideas and they should be allowed to fulfill their dreams. They should come up the idea. We should not interfere in the ideas, whatever the ideas may be. As a faculty, as an administrator, we should try to act as a facilitator, that please fulfill your ideas, go ahead with your idea, and we will act as a facilitator, whatever the meager amount you require or whatever the facilities, we will do it. Now, we have changed our curriculum. Curriculum should be fully revised. We have inducted industry personnel in each department and our alumni also, so that they can guide us, they can tell us what is the need, where we are lacking in the current state of art knowledge. So curriculum should be flexible. That's what we are trying to do it in line with the National Education Policy 2020, that it should be student-centric learning. 8th semester, we have made it free. We have made it free that if you have internship, you can go to the industry. Whatever the work you are doing, that will be a part of your project here, and you can present your work here in the institution as a project, only hiding the confidentiality part with the industry. And 2 courses right now we have put in. You can take it on SWAYAM portal or NPTEL portal. You can give their examination, or if you wish, you can come to the institute during the examination, you can appear. So my message to the current student is, now message, you asked, that be realistic, be honest, and work selflessly. This culture is missing. We think only what we require. You see, there are certain shortcomings in the institution, and there may be, we cannot remove it overnight. But within those shortcomings, you have to excel. So my message is that you try to give the best and get the best out of it, and try to solve the problems of the industry, problems of the society, so that to take this institution to the further right. I'm with you, and I call upon all the students that whatever ideas they have to improve, we will definitely work on it. But my message simply, be simple, be honest, attend your classes, listen to your professors, whatever the problems you have, you ask them. And when you are filling your feedback, I found that most of the feedback is not useful for me. I cannot try anything from the feedback, because feedback does not give the realistic picture what is going in the class. While filling the feedback, while giving the feedback, you have to be honest. You have to be honest. Thank you.
Can I take a few minutes, Sampath?
Sure, sir, sure.
Shukla ji, internship and all of that, all those plans are in place. As you remember, we have a talk with Dr. Sanjay Jha of Midani only few days back, and we were working along those lines. I request at this occasion to all of my eminent alumni to come forward to do the very similar things, selfless, dedication to our alma maters. So come forward where you can provide the internship. It has to be mentee and mentorship relationship has to be developed if we want to achieve. So I request every single person who has joined this webinar or will watch this, please come forward as alumni to students and to the faculties. For faculty, we should treat our student as our own kids. So we have to do तन मन धन से इसमें हमको आगे बढ़ना है. Don't think what is for me in it. So until we have this mentality, what is for me in it, we are not going anywhere. So please, please, I request everyone from bottom of my heart, come forward, pick one student, mentor them, treat them as my own child, and take a ownership to succeed that child, and teach them a sanskar that they do the same tomorrow. That's the only way we can progress. Don't think it is a simple thing and our road is ahead is very, very tough, and we can do it together. Dr. Shukla cannot do, Mr. Panigrahy is not do, I cannot do, not a single person can do. We have to be together, selflessly and tirelessly. Thank you. And Paniji can add. And one more request to Dr. Shukla and Paniji, let's limit our answer concise so we can have some time to open discussion, even if we go behind 1 hour. I want this dialogue, continuous dialogue. Thank you, Paniji. Please go ahead. Paniji, go ahead.
Yeah. What was the topic? I'm continuing. Let's see.
The question is, like, since Pani sir, you've seen the professional world outside of this campus, it would have been definitely, essentially much different. You have vast experience in your field. So what would be your advice to the present students to be prepared to face the big competitive world and its challenges once they graduate out of the institute?
Yeah, my advice to the students is, as usual, you study hard. Study hard, it doesn't, that has to be done, study hard. But at the same time, you connect with the alumni to get a mentorship. That is very important. Every alumni is ready to be connected by you. So first thing is you connect, and there is through via app, you can do that now very easily. You can connect a mentorship, whatever area you want. The second thing, try to understand where the next 10 year technology going. What are the area you want to specialize? And that should be starting right on the first year. Right on the first year, you cannot waste time. You start thinking what you want to become. And that's where the alumni are going to help you. The alumni have a vast knowledge. What is coming next 10 years? So you connect. I advise you to connect to the alumni and select one of the alumni, whatever area you are interested, and start from the day one. The second thing is, every summer, find time to take training in industry. I did 3 years in steel mill, in Tata, to learn from the start to the end. And I learned the process. That is where I got impression. As you know, if you live in Jamshedpur, the night, becomes a day, right? When Bessemer converter refines. the whole night becomes day. So that is a fascinating thing I learned. That's where I become metallurgical engineer. That was facilitated. So I advise, find at least a month or two maximum, take a training in industry of selection. And right in your there's a telco, there's a TISCO there's a National Metallurgical Laboratory. There's a lot of things, you take a training, both are all areas. So that is very important. Don't waste your time. That is where you learn something will interest you. So that's my advice. Second advice, whatever you need, if you have an idea, you put that idea right there, experiment the idea, and you put that to the alumni that somebody will sponsor you and fund you that idea. So don't wait for something. You post that thing in the web. Okay, here is the idea. I like to experiment. I need X amount of money. Okay, and I will be surprised that you won't get that. You will get that right away. So that is must continue. And the idea you experimented. The second thing is have a good relation with the faculties. You must have a very good relation with faculties, and under their guidance you grow. Whatever you need, tell them, because they are not only faculties, they are their parents. They are like a parents. So you have a very good relation and with the faculties. That is very, very important. And so, and I think these are things you have to do to continue. And and of course the faculties who have same advice than others. So that is what I build with students. I think to tell them to do that. Okay.
Yes. Meanwhile, the chat is very much active. Like there are a lot of questions from the participants. We'll definitely take them at the end of this session. Moving ahead, the question is to our director, sir. So we already mentioned what we should be in our personal life and what are the attributes that are necessary for a student. So now, as a message to the youngsters and students, what do you feel are the most essential attributes to be successful, both in professional as well as personal life?
Simple message is that follow your passion. Stick to your roots. Love your parents. Love your faculty. Love your alma mater. Love your institution. Love your country. And always have a passion to do the best for your institution, for the society, for the country. That's all.
That very much sums up in very few lines, and all of us got touched. Sir, so far we have discussed what can be done, what is our vision, what is the future. Pani sir, could you throw us some light on the positive developments that you have seen at NIT as compared to your times at the campus during your time when you were graduating? And what more would you like to see at NIT to make it stand out from the rest?
Well, obviously, we didn't have any facility at our time. They have a very good facility. I toured that in a time. I ate the food there. I ate mega mess. All these things, they're great. I'm really surprised. We didn't have anything. When we were there, we were given khichdi and kaddu kari. Remember, that's all we ate. Khichdi and kaddu kari. So they are eating very healthy food now, very healthy food, both the girls as well as the boys. And so that's one thing I like that thing. They're improved, but I think they need in the library area they might need some journals, subscription, things like that. There is a lot of improvement to be made there. But I think they have done a tremendous amount of job improving the infrastructure. I'm impressed, and that will continue. I don't think that is our strength. I would say infrastructure is our strength. Okay, that's not our weakness. And the students also our strength. The strength comes from really that we have not kept up with the advanced technology and the requirement of the industries. We have not kept up. In the backyard, you can see that thing. And that's due to what Dr. Shukla mentioned, that we have a poor collaboration with the industry. We must send the student to the industry to take training. That could be a compulsory even. 1 month of the month, summer must be reserved for training. This should be any student must have a training, whatever it is. And that is lacking. That when I talked to the student in 2019, that's what's missing. They don't have an industrial training. They have a good lecture, fundamentals they got, but they don't have a hands-on training. And that is the feeling I came with. And so I think industrial training is very, very important. I want industry to come forward. Not only they train, they will hire. They will hire after training, okay? Once the training is done, because that is to their advantage. So that's why the training comes very, very important. I want the training frequency to increase. Every student must take their hands-on training, okay? And they're mostly available Jamshedpur right there. And I don't know why, they're not being exposed. So that is something definitely we need that, I believe. But I think I think we have to fulfill our weakness rather than in the strength area. But I think we have to continue working on the I think the research output area is the main, because that is where I think my focus is. That is the way we will be pulled off to go high ranking. And so we have a lot of strength. Believe me, we have a lot of strength, but our weaknesses are way behind, and we have to come up.
Thank you, Paniji. Thank you very much. Again, my request to all alumni, please come forward to provide what is the industries. We are the industries. We are connected. So as an individual, we have to offer how can we connect our students to the industry.
Right.
So same way, a small company you are running, a big enterprises you are running, or you are CMDs or CEO of a company, please let us know. Let us build the network and offer your services selflessly, tirelessly. That is my message again and again. And I humbly request all of us, what is Dr. Shukla is saying and what is Paniji is saying, please, please come forward. And I know in US, few friends or alumni is coming forward. They are ready. And today's person does not have to leave the institute or their home. They can do the training remotely through the internet in IT sector in particular. And we have a lot of alumni who is in IT sector, and they just have to come forward. It was unfortunate that 60 years we did not have that forum. Now we are starting. 60 years or 70 years work cannot be done in 6 months. So we have to be a patient also. No one is perfect. We are learning ourselves. We will have a tough road ahead. Please be patient and support us. Next question, Sampath, please.
Yes.
I get very emotional to this alma mater's support and to request all the alumni, please, please, please come forward. Whatever you can do. 1 rupees or 1 crore rupees, doesn't matter.
So that was a heartfelt request from our interim working president of NITJAA. I hope that reaches everyone. Moving ahead, sir, this question is to our director, sir. Sir, you've been in the institute for quite a long time, and you've made many developments possible. What do you think are the positive developments that you have seen in the NIT as compared to your times when you came here?
Number one, the positive development is that research culture has increased, and right now when I joined there were very few sponsored research projects going on. Now the faculty members, they are pursuing for it, and we have around 32 research projects sponsored going in the campus. Infrastructure improvement is there, but it's a continuous process. Students, I think that I don't have any complaint as far as the behavior of the student of NIT Jamshedpur undergraduate or postgraduate is concerned. So they were good, they are good, and they will be second to none in future. That's my wish list. So I have seen that a lot of positive developments in the academic area. Students are coming to the classes, but not to my satisfaction, but still there is an improvement in the classroom teaching. Research culture has increased a bit, but a lot of journey has to take place. And of course, the participation of the students in all the extracurricular activities, definitely it's fabulous. So overall, I'm seeing a positive development in all around, but we have to travel a lot. And one thing I would like to say that why this institution is one of the best in terms, because our students are very disciplined. And I say normally that discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. So whatever the goals you have set for, if you want to accomplish, you have to be disciplined, and that is the basic culture of this institute.
Right.
Thank you.
So we have a lot of questions from all the alumni in the chat box. We will take one after the other if time permits, or you will definitely get your answer through our NITJAA portal or personally, or definitely Jitendra sir will direct the question to the panel members and you'll get your answers. That is for sure. So we will take one question and we'll see if time permits. So the question is from Sarvesh Upadhyay sir from the batch of 1992. And this question is to our Honourable Director sir, Professor Karunesh Kumar Shukla sir. So sir is asking, to improve the teaching style, can there be some session with the alumni, industry veterans and teaching staff, PPT, PDF mode of teaching to practical way of teaching? Is that possible? Director.
Thank you, Sarvesh. Why not? We are open. We can have training programs or interaction programs, and definitely teachers are the lifelong learners. So even after 32 years of teaching, I need something to learn. So I welcome this idea, and I'm open that let the alumni come forward and we can have SSL, and that should be, that's my view.
Yes, sir. So now,
Sampath, you can take a few other questions if there are. You can take one or two more questions. If everyone agrees, we can extend our session for 10-15 minutes. I would like to at least have the question asked, which are in the box. You can ask one at a time, and a brief answer can be given, and we can continue, have a longer discussion, because there will be the discussion. We cannot solve everything right now. So
yes,
go ahead.
Okay, so moving ahead to the next question. The next question is, what is the strategic thinking necessary to enhance research collaboration in our institute? Director, sir,
and
this
the
question
name that came from, Sampath came from?
It is from Amitav Roy.
To me?
Yeah. Yes, it's not interesting. I think you'll be the better person.
Yeah. So research collaboration, the first thing is that we have to improve our research capabilities. Right now, we don't have the research facilities too much at the institute. So this is the bottleneck to fetch the project from the industry or from other organization, governmental organization. Because if you don't have the facility at your end, then nobody is going to fund you everything. They don't want to fund you to develop from the scratch. So we need to develop at least some basic facilities in this institute. Then only we can have more research collaborations, and we can have the problems. We can solve the problems of the industry, or we can get more funds, more research projects from other organizations.
Next question, I think it's directed to Pani sir. This question is from Dr. B.B. Jasser. He's also a faculty. So, sir, we have been talking of different plans for the future of our institute, like registering all the alumni, meeting or RIP, and what else can be done to bring this plan to the ground level? Pani sir?
Pani ji, can you?
Problem with internet.
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Pani ji.
What is the question?
I think he is having an internet issue. If he comes back,
Question.
I
What is the question?
So the question is, what can be done to bring the plans to the ground level? Different plans that we've been talking about, the vision, the future, and how to connect alumni, how to bring research. What can be done to begin, and what is the ground level plan? How do we start?
I can answer that. Collaboration between alma maters and alumni.
Right.
Collaboration with alma maters and faculties. Faculty has to also change, and we also have to change, and the student. So collaboration between student have to understand their role and responsibility. Faculty has to understand their role and responsibility, and of course, alumni has to support.
Right.
So if that can happen, we can be. Right now, it looks like unrealistic to think about NIT to be the top 10, 15, 20, but it can happen. Again, patience from all three sides. It is a 60 year. We have not done anything.
Right.
So go ahead, next question. So
Yes, sir. Next question. We have one more question from Amitav Roy, sir, who's from the batch of 90 civil engineering. He's currently the CEO of Angus UK Limited. He says, I work in the field of hydrogen energy, fuel cells, energy storage, batteries, etc. So he feels that it will be good to identify some specific areas of research teams at RIT, that is NIT now, based on the existing capabilities of teaching faculty, and then build collaborations internationally for research projects and student projects. Shukla, sir, I think it will be good.
Yes. Yeah, yes. Why not? Please go ahead. We'd love to do that. Research collaboration with the international, at the international level. We have the expertise right now at our level. The faculty members are equipped enough and they are trained enough. They can take the research proposal. Only thing, we have to collaborate and we have to move forward. Rather than talking, we have to move forward.
Yeah, I suggest, Amitav ji, I will give you a call and we will set up a call with faculty identified by Dr. Shukla and myself.
Yes, that's better. That's better.
Yeah, let's take it outside. I will give you a call. Like last week, we have a call with Mr. Jaji, and that's what I am looking. That is what I am looking. Those things cannot be discussed here because time does not permit, but you guys come forward and we will make sure that your particular collaboration is heard and worked upon. So Amit ji, please give me a call or I will give you a call and we will move forward and discuss in more details.
Do we have time for some questions?
Yeah, you go ahead. If everyone is agree, we can extend to 15 more minutes. Go ahead, Sampath.
So the next question is from Sandeep, sir. He says, why not the institute can take up some consultation work, which will increase the flow of fund and research opportunities with added benefits of industrial exposure?
Let me brief you. Already we are doing the consultancy work. What about the consultancy, but mostly it is limited to civil engineering department. So we are open for consultancy. Wherever the consulting, some organization approaches us, we try to solve their problems. And that we are getting the fund, but it is very bigger. Regarding research projects, faculty members, they are applying. That's what I told you, that right now we are having 32 sponsored research projects going on in our campus. And my wish list is to move it to more than 50. I would like to see NIT Jamshedpur solving at least more than 100 research projects at a time. So we are doing it, but it depends. Here the alumni can also help. They can direct their wherever they know that NIT Jamshedpur is there to solve a problem, so please approach to them. So we'll love to interact, definitely.
And again, Sandeep ji, same thing. please, and to request to all alumni, please submit their proposal through NITJAA or direct to Paniji, to Dr. Shukla, and I will be more than happy to spend. I am spending and Paniji is spending 6-7 hours per day on these things. Today is our young alumni. Priyanshu is not here. He got emergency last minute. And Chandran is here, I believe. Chandran, myself, and Priyanshu is always 24/7 is available. Give us your ideas, submit your proposal. No proposal will be undiscussed. We will discuss. We may not be able to implement everything, but they will be discussed, and let's see what can we do. If you are willing to help, we will take the help.
Let me tell you also, one of our faculty is working with Tata Steel. He's trying to solve their problems. They want to build up some other industry, or you can say some other labs. So he's doing the geophysical exploration based on the directing towards the seismic forces and all those things. So we procured those instruments in the civil engineering department, and we are doing wherever we are getting opportunity, we are doing. Now we are having the inspection as well as the solution to a club school in Jharkhand. We are having so many schools where our faculty members are going and they are giving the solutions. To UCIL, we are trying to solve their problems, whatever they have. So we are working on that, but I need the support of the alumni to be more visible on this platform.
So the next question is from Amit Pranav sir, from the batch of 89 to 93. He says that it's nice to be a part of this, and he came to know about the temple and its future plans as well as its requirement and institute. And he says on behalf of the 89-93 batch as well as the Alumni Lucknow chapter, they will definitely do do work in this direction to uplift themselves.
So
thank you.
So let's do the closing. Any other question, Sampath?
I think there was a question from Kapil Modi ji.
Yeah, sure. Kapil is very active. I have long talk with Kapil ji. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he asked about the NIRF ranking within 50. So I answered that question. Again, I would like to specifically answer, yes, it is possible. So gray areas are the research output where we have to increase not only the publication, quality publication, sponsored research projects. We have to improve our perception where we are lagging the perception of this institute is very poor. We need to improve. So alumni can help, our current students can help because the culture in Jamshedpur NIT is that everyone goes to the newspaper and publishes something. So I'm trying to build the image, and the next day some people pulls it back. So these are the 2-3 areas, and of course teaching learning resources we have to improve. So it is very much possible, and I hope that it is within our reach once we increase the PhD intake. See, NIT Rourkela nearby, they are having 1,000 PhD students in campus, more than 1,000, and we are having around 200. How can we compete with this? But within 2 to 3 years, we will reach our capacity to 500 PhD students, and definitely the output will increase and will be within 50. That's my dream, and we will be there. I hope so.
So finally, wrapping up things. Next question, sir. Ultimately, Pani sir, what is your message to the NITJAA board, advisory board, and the alumni community at large?
Well, alumni community, definitely, my message is we are going to go, and my meet and greet mission will continue, and we are to unite all the global alumni in one mission to help the NIT, Jamshedpur in their mission to become the top 15 or 20. That's definitely coming, and slowly and steadily I'm getting ground on those. Once I'm done North America and all the India and Europe and Australia, there's all over the place. We have a 10-15 1,000, alumni, somewhere they are there. We have to find them out and united them. So that's my message. I'm coming. We are going to get you involved in the projects, help Jamshedpur. And what's the other one you said? The message to
faculty,
NITJAA.
to faculty or the current student.
Right. Yeah. The students, I already told that thing already, pretty much advisory on that. Yeah. I think the faculties is again the same message I've given, that we have to continue research output, and they have to tell us what they need. I know they might have a facility, maybe they need equipment. Okay, they say we need some equipment to help research output. Well, the alumni should be able to support that. So we need a list of things what the faculty need. Okay, from alumni. Okay, that's definitely should be given to us, that so that we can help them, increase their research output besides other areas. So that's the message from faculties. Of course, relation with the students, they got to improve, both student and faculty got to improve the relationship. That's definitely got to improve, because it's a perception is something takes time, but can be done. We have to improve. It comes from the student and faculty. So that they are the key to improve the perception. There's no reason. So I think the problem is they are not engaged. The students are not engaged. They have to be given training constantly. They have to be engaged in whatever they want to do. Any ideas to do. I think they should not be given as spare time. Their time is very precious, and they're not utilizing their time to the full extent. So we have to make sure that they are fully engaged. That's the message to the students and the faculty. Also, I already said that already. And so I think we for NITJAA has a lot of work cut out for us, but slowly and steadily we are going to increase. We will definitely going to go. As Jitendra said that 60 years is not going to happen overnight, but we have started right way, right direction. We are going to give. All we need is from the Dr. Shuklaji have to give us what the faculty need, what the student need from alumni. That's what we need, the list. And definitely we are coming to fulfill that list, so that we will be all same board what I'm talking about. So I think we'll move the right direction to help NIT.
Thank you, Paniji. Thank you, Paniji. I think Sampath, we will close, and I would like to have again re-emphasize as a closing remarks for 5 more minutes, and we should close this thing. What time it is? It is almost 7. It is 8:40. What time it is? For me, it's 10:43. So I think it is about 10 minutes over. So let's close it in the next 5 minutes. And again, after hearing Dr. Shuklaji, Paniji, and some of our alumni, again, my humble request to all of us, including myself, let's tirelessly, selflessly come together. First step. So first step, registered to the portal. Until you are connected, nothing is happening. So if anyone has not registered, please register to portal number 1. Secondly, we have a roadblock. As soon as we request, become a life member. Number 2. Then number 3, whatever you can do financially or time-wise, give us to us. Money and a tan man dhan. तीनों चीजों से please do it. And with that, again and again, I will say, हाथ जोड़कर सबको कि please come forward and do your level best. That's all we can ask. The people who are still in 40s and 50s, I know they have an obligation, but some of us whose children are well off and established, we have time. we can spend that time wisely to improve our alma maters. So those who has time, please donate their time. Who has money, please donate money. And I can guarantee for next year or so, until I am there, transparency, we will try to do the transparency. I remember trust was a big factor until now. We have to come over the trust. We have to try somewhere. We cannot just, because of trust, we cannot say, oh, I don't trust. Yes, you may not trust me, you may not trust Dr. Shukla, you may not trust Paniji, but as a collectively, we have to start. And only whether we succeed or fail, it is all up to you. I am not going to fail individually. We are going to fail as collectively. With this, I think we should stop. Please contact me directly. My number is +1 614 208 5563. Again, +1 614 208 5563. You guys can write to me and let's discuss and go ahead. Paniji, I know, working very hard. Shukla ji is working very hard. I talk to Shukla ji almost every week, if not more, and he's every time he's willing to. This is our we are fortunate that this time we have a director who is considering and thinking about NIT Alumni Association. It never happened in past. We tried and we failed. At least this time we are trying. So be a part of a success team. There will be tough road ahead. There will be roadblocks. But we will come over with them with everyone's help. So please, I cannot say more than that. Thank you.
Right.
Shukla ji, last word.
Thank you. You summarized, you summed up very well. Only we have to move collectively and having faith on each other capabilities, each other intention, and definitely we will win. Definitely we'll do whatever we can do. Whatever is our wish list, we will definitely be able to fulfill it. With this, I once again request all the alumni to come forward and to contribute what Jitendra ji has said. In whatever you can do, tan man dhan. आप आगे आइए, सोच से आगे बढ़िए, past को बोलिए. Whatever has been done, we cannot undo that. So past is past. So let us try to bring the future very rosy, very fruitful. That should be beneficial for our future students, future generation. We must do for our future generation. That's all. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe. And it was a nice interaction.
Happy Raksha to all and happy Onam again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone to join and share the. We will have a recording available. Please share it to others. You can stop the recording, Jeet.